Hello and welcome. You are listening to my new podcast series called Montessori Love Stories That Need to Be Told, brought to you by Lead Montessori. In this series, I'll be speaking with Montessori leaders from all around the world who are joining us as speakers at the Lead Montessori Conference in Prague this October 2025. My hope is that their stories and the themes we'll explore will leave you feeling inspired and perhaps even lead you to join us in Prague this fall. Enjoy the conversation and don't forget to check out the conference website at www.amiprague.cz/events/Lead Montessori Conference. My guest today is Dinara Zhaksylyk. Dinara is an AMI 3-6 Montessori guide and the director of the Kazakhstan Montessori Institute, where she leads national efforts to bring high-quality Montessori training to Kazakhstan. With over a decade of experience in Montessori education, Dinara also serves as the commercial director of Damina Montessori in Almaty, a vibrant learning community that integrates child development, adult mentorship, and leadership in practice. Dinara is passionate about supporting the inner life of the Montessori adult, and her work centers on communication, team growth, and sustainable well-being. Her leadership path has been shaped by a deep belief in the power of prepared environments, not only for children, but for the adults who guide them. Okay, hi Dina, welcome. How are you?
Hello, Mirka. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. We've just started a module of our 6 to 12 diploma course with Carla Foster and Kyla Morenz. So everybody here at the Institute is busy. And I know you're busy as well because your school year is starting tomorrow. So thank you for finding the time to come to the session today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. It is an honor to be here today with you, actually.
Well, we're going to have a lovely conversation. And I just want to say for those who are listening to us today, this is a recording of a podcast, and it's a new series which is called Lead Montessori. I am recording it at the occasion of a conference for Montessori leaders, which is coming up in October 2025. And those of you who know me, if you're listening to the sound and you can't see the visual, I just want to explain that I've just recently had my dentist install braces on my teeth. So, and I'm still learning how to speak with this new object in my mouth. So I speak a bit funnily, but I thought I'm just going to be authentic me. I did not want to postpone this with Dina, and we're just going to do it. I don't really care how I look or how I sound, and also the important person here is my guest. So welcome, Dina, one more time. And before we start talking, I would like to introduce you a little bit. So I'd like to share with people, your name is Dinara Zhaksylyk,
Yes.
and you live in Kazakhstan. And we have known each other for quite some time and we've become friends. So I actually call Dinara Dina, and people don't call her that at home. But she said when we were getting ready for this conversation that she already got used to it, that I call her that, and that it's okay for me to go ahead and continue calling her Dina. So Dinara Zhaksylyk from Kazakhstan. Dina is 3 to 6 trained. She did her AMI diploma course with Madlena Ulrich. She has over a decade of experience working with children and bringing Montessori to Kazakhstan. One of her passion projects these days is Kazakhstan Montessori Institute, and It's been established in order to bring Montessori to Kazakhstan and to the wider region for the people, living in the whole um, area there, not just for Kazakhstan. And she's also a business director of Damina Montessori Almaty School. So she wears all kinds of hats. She has all kinds of experience, including a teaching experience, leadership experience, and she's a big advocate of Montessori. And she is an amazing person. And I'm so happy that you're here with us. And we want to hear your story. My podcast is about Montessori love stories that need to be told. And the purpose of the podcast is to inspire people by sharing Montessori journeys of people who are leaders and community builders and people who are courageous. And you are definitely one of those. So let's talk about you, Dina. And my first question for you is, um, let's start at the beginning. Do you remember your first Montessori baby steps or your first Montessori encounter? And what was it that drew you in? How was your love for Montessori sparked?
Thank you very much for this question. It is like 10 years ago, sharply 10 years ago, I think after the 8th of March, I entered the Montessori classroom for the first time, and it was something new for me. 11 years ago, I was invited, like several months before, I was invited to join the team. And I remember that at that time I was very young, just like 25 years old, and I was looking for any opportunity just to move to Almaty because I love the city that I'm living now. And I saw the great mission of the founders of the school. It is a couple that they started to build the building for the Montessori school. And I thought it is something incredible because no one is building something for opening of Montessori school or any other kindergarten. And at that time, I myself was working in the international project, and it was aiming to work with the adults, like to change the policy in the country. And I was quite disappointed that it is not the way to improve something in the country. And when I've heard that Montessori really changes the way the personality is grown up, I thought that, yes, this is something I want to take part in. And I remember when I just started, everything was so new, but these children, they were very different from the ones that I had seen before. At that, it was just small classroom, and then we moved to a new building, very beautiful building in a great location. And I think that I was very lucky to start with AMI diploma sharply. Like I started to work as assistant, and then I was suggested to go through AMI course. It was like, let's say, first Russian speaking course with Madlena, by the way. And I remember I was like, yes, why not? Let's see, let's start. And from the very first days of the course, I fall in love in what Montessori does. And I wanted that to be more in our country, not only in Almaty, but for the whole community, for at least more children uh,
Mhm.
in our country. And at the same time, also, we already at that time we were thinking about AMI affiliation in Kazakhstan, and this is also something that was interesting for me as a specialist. And like from 10 years ago, I'm I'm totally in the Montessori.
You are a doer and an action taker. Absolutely. You've done, in a very short period of time, a lot of stuff, including making a decision to move and taking a diploma course, which was, let's just stay there a little bit. So, uh, I was thinking as I was listening to you, maybe some people don't know where Kazakhstan is. And we're talking about Kazakhstan and about Almaty and where you grew up. Can you just, to our listeners, share a little bit about your country? So, where is it? How big is it? And maybe something that defines Kazakhstan for you so that people know a little bit.
Yeah, Kazakhstan is one of the Central Asian countries, and it is bordering with Russia from the north. On the west side, there is the Caspian Sea, and on the east side, there is China. And below we have the Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan. We have very interesting case that we are bordering with big
Two big,
with
yes.
yes countries. Kazakhstan is now a developing country, but among the Central Asian countries, probably the mostly developed because
Developed.
for the
Mhm.
moment, yes, for the moment, the international projects are closing here because the level is becoming better. Yeah,
Yeah.
and international companies, for example, they now are working in Kazakhstan. We have good conditions, and I
Beautiful
think
nature, I assume. Beautiful nature. Yes.
yes, and I think Almaty is on the south of Kazakhstan, and it has a very beautiful nature, to be honest. And also we have beautiful nature all around the Kazakhstan because it is very different.
It's
Uh,
really big too. How many people live in Kazakhstan, Dina?
for the moment, we have more than 21 million people.
But
And
the country is really, really large. So, yeah. Well,
country,
anybody who's listening to us, I encourage you to look at where Kazakhstan is exactly. When I met Dina, I actually went to look at Google Maps and I looked at Kazakhstan, and it's right there in the middle of Central Asia, a huge country. And I was like, wow, I had no idea how big Kazakhstan is. And I really want to visit. My husband went to Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan on his motorcycle, and he shared with me how beautiful the nature is. And yeah, so thank you for sharing that.
thank
Okay,
you.
so where did you grow up in Kazakhstan? Because moving to Almaty sounds like a big thing for you. Remember myself that moving to Prague was a big thing. I grew up in a small town. What was your environment before you moved to the big city?
Actually, I was living in the central Kazakhstan. It is Karaganda city, not a small town, but kind of big towns, but not that big as Almaty. Why I did? I also, before I didn't just live in Karaganda. I started to live in another city in when I was a student. I went to
Okay.
the do master degree in the neighbor country in Kyrgyzstan, and from that I was living in different cities, and I was just like, uh,
Okay. Okay. That explains it because to travel to St. Petersburg, I assume, to do the diploma course, that's a big thing for a young girl of that age. So now I understand that you were not so scared because you already moved around before and you were quite independent already at that young age.
at that
Thank you.
time I already loved traveling a lot.
That's amazing. Okay. So you have worn a lot of hats. You were a Montessori guide, a head of a Montessori organization, a business director. Now you are a leader. Can you tell me if you were to look back at your journey, we're now already in those 10 Montessori years that you have had. What were the most defining moments that made you who you are today? Can you share with us one, two, three situations that you could say defined you? Thank you.
I think the first situation for sure it is the AMI diploma course 36. I remember those 2 years that all my calendar was really defined. I knew what I will do during 2 years, where I will be, what I will be learning, because Madlena had a very great schedule. Everything, everything within 24 months, what you're going to do. And I was thinking that this is the only important thing, and after that, everything will be easy. But, but just I remember the final module where all the students realize that this is just the beginning of the journey. And I think Montessori AMI diploma course really helped me a lot. It is the basis that I have, and I always say to people that my life is divided between before diploma course and after diploma course. So I
Mm-hmm.
think this was one of the first main moments that I had in the Montessori journey. Then it was like 5 or 6 years after diploma when I got through the whole transformation, because the transformation doesn't just appear during the course, but during work that you start afterwards is also something important. And I remember the moment when I was going to go to maternity leave. And before that, I had to teach my assistants because I couldn't continue to work in the classroom as a guide. And I understood that now I need to do something because no diploma courses, nothing, they cannot go somewhere. And I was teaching them for about 1 month on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I think, one of the brightest moments in my Montessori journey. I liked at that time how the process went, and I liked the result. Because now the after that colleagues could work themselves as the teachers in the classroom, and I really enjoyed that because this was the case when I taught not the children but I taught the adults, and I helped them to become the teachers, to become confident in their work, and I think this is also something important. And I think the third, one of the most important things for me in my Montessori journey is I call myself ambassador of AMI in Kazakhstan. And yes, and when our public fund, Montessori Kazakhstan, received the AMI affiliation, I was so happy. I was so proud of our team that we did it, because I think that was a long journey for us to go and to say to people that, look, we are in this country, and probably no one knew about our country before. And when we made it for this kind of education, for this kind of people to come to Kazakhstan. It was something wonderful. I remember the day when Madlena Ulrich, my trainer, first time came to Kazakhstan. It is like the first my trainer is coming to Kazakhstan to visit my classroom. I didn't sleep for the whole night preparing my environment.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And yes, and I still remember those feelings when I was greeting her in the airport, like at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. So everything is this, I believe, all what we did was historical for our country's education, for preschool education. So it's
So, my next question is connected to what you just shared, and that's what inspired you to establish the Kazakh Montessori Institute. You already talked about this. So, I guess I just want to ask, was the vision there from day one? You know, when you first entered that classroom and you realized you want to learn about Montessori, you want to become a Montessori teacher, how did from there, how did it happen that you started having this bigger vision to actually not just bring Montessori to the children in your classroom, but to the whole country of Kazakhstan and to the whole Central Asia area?
I think it is the moment when I realized that just the teacher, even AMI trained, he or she cannot give the whole bunch of knowledge, let's say, just taking the AMI diploma and just coming and saying, "Oh, look, I can teach, I can be a trainer." I think that was the time when I realized no, we need to have our local course. And I understood that it is really time consuming to go somewhere. Of course, some people still can afford this, and this is okay. I think it is okay now, like to have different experience. But to make it more affordable for local teachers, for my colleagues, for parents, I think that was the case when I had a clear view of that. Yes, we need that. Before that, I was just hearing about this and just looking on, like, okay, probably it can be, but not sure. But when I realized that we need to have more such people, because parents were coming and they were looking for trained adults, and I saw the difference between work that we did in our classroom, and I saw the difference between the classrooms that didn't have AMI trained teachers in the classroom, even AMI certified classrooms. So, and that was the moment when I realized, yes, we need to do that, and we made it with the whole team. We were
Mhm.
like putting the goals that we need to do that, and I want to share with you today that just like several hours ago, I received the email from AMI that our institute is now in the CAS. Yeah, I'm so happy for that. Can't believe that.
Congratulations. And so we can celebrate. This
Yes,
podcast is a celebration of the next step of development of your organization. So you are now an officially recognized AMI training center,
yes.
Kazakhstan Montessori Institute. Congratulations. Wow. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you very much. I think this is also a like great step, and
So
can't believe
thank
it.
you about all the hats that you have worn and that you're wearing today. You know, being a guide, being the business manager or business director of an organization, training adults, so also being a trainer, and now you're a leader of an international Montessori teacher training institute. So congratulations, and let's talk about leadership a bit, if that's okay with you, because at the Lead Montessori conference, you are going to be hosting a breakout session on leadership. And so I want to ask you, because the word leadership means all kinds of things for people, for different people, it means different things. What does it mean for you to be a Montessori leader? Who is a Montessori leader? Or what does a Montessori leadership style look like according to you and in your life and in your practice?
I was thinking about that question. Um, Really, to be a Montessori leader, I think it is not something just to be the head of organization or just to be a director of the some institution or something like this. I see. I went through the process of becoming a Montessori leader, and I felt myself all the attitude that I had from the head of schools that I'm working for. And I think all of this is similar with the process how we treat the children in a Montessori environment. It is the ways that we help them to grow, we accept them as they are, and we follow them, but at the same time, we guide them. So, to be a Montessori leader is to take the responsibility first. I think it is a big responsibility. It's not just the I don't know that you have some priority to do something. It is about keeping the keeping the Montessori system working not only in the classroom but for the whole team. And this is, I think, something that we need always to think about. Uh, we need to support. We need to support our teachers. We need to support ourselves, and we need to take care of the whole processes. But at the same time, even if we are talking about the business, like sustainable model of any organization, we still need to follow the Montessori principles that. To be honest, to be transparent, to follow all the ethics to people that we are working with. And I remember that for me, what was important is the trust to the teacher that he or she can do something himself. He can have the mistakes. And I remember that like these fails or mistakes, we need to have them and we shouldn't be afraid of them. This is what I learned through these years, that in the beginning I was very afraid to make any mistake. But now I understand that making mistakes is okay. But of course, we need to help our team to avoid big mistakes because we have our experience and we need to share that experience with them. And we always need to talk a lot. We have many meetings. Um, we talk to each other a lot, and this is not only about the work. About if to say about the Montessori leadership and the Montessori organization, it is the lifestyle. I, to be honest, I think from the very first years, I told to people who is asking where do you work. I'm saying that it's not just work; it's the lifestyle.
Yes.
I think if you follow the Montessori lifestyle, it is possible to make the Montessori real in the
Yeah.
environment that we have.
So we don't just teach Montessori, but we live Montessori ourselves and as leaders. And especially when you're in the role of the head of an international training center, people are going to look at you and observe your behavior and look at how you make decisions, and they're going to want to see that you hold on to your Montessori values and that they can trust you. So you've defined a leader exactly the way I would also, share um, what it means in my mind. And leadership isn't about directing people and being an authority and telling them what to do, but leading them and earning their trust so that they are willing to follow you. And there I want to move on to the next question, if I may, and
Yes.
talk about your team, because one of the topic of your breakout is also going to be about building great teams. And you have built a team that's not just functioning, but you've built a team that's thriving. It's a team that is strong enough to be the leading Montessori team in the whole country of Kazakhstan, and I believe in the whole Central Asia as well. So it, you know, it's a big job to do that. what was it that helped you? What were the things that helped you build such a strong and motivated team of other leaders? I assume you have leaders on your team as well. So how did you do it? How did you build your thriving team in your organization and in the school?
Yeah, and here I think it will be very honest to say that I want to, on this Lead Montessori Congress, I'm not sharing just my experience, but I'm sharing the experience that the Mina Montessori School had in total, because I have a great example of the founder of the school. Her name is Aygul Darimbet, and she is the person who motivates, who trusts in people, and who does I don't it is wonderful work, really. The way she does it, I think I think it is very hard work that she does it in here in Kazakhstan. And I think can you
Yeah, yeah. So I
yeah,
think she
yeah.
empowered you, if I understand correctly. She was the person who trusted you to become a leader. She helped you on the way. She empowered you, and now you're in a position that you actually can do this. You can practice the same kind of leadership that you've
Yes.
seen. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Mhm.
Um, I felt it on myself how to be with this kind of leader, and I want to be this kind of leader as well with the team. And we have several people in our team that is working from the different sides. We were working for 2 years in sorting all the things out, how to do this and how to do that. And I'm sure that now we have a wonderful team who can work all together. And it is not just the only one person who is responsible for everything, and all the others are just doing them what they are told. But what we are working on is that every person in the team, starting from the gardener or even the general director, they have their own responsibility, and they understand that everyone matters, and everyone is doing meaningful work. And we really show the respect to any kind of work that is done in the Montessori environment. For example, we have now the I don't know why, but in some Montessori schools, they say that Montessori teacher is higher than an assistant in a position. But I always say no. They are the same. Montessori teacher cannot survive without assistant, and the same assistant cannot survive without the teacher. And me as a director, I cannot survive without my helper, without my assistant, let's say. And I think this is the main thing that we always need to focus on, and this is something that we are working on, that we respect each other's work, and we see and we help where it is necessary.
Wow, that's amazing. I think from what I'm hearing from you and from how I know you, one of the topics of your breakout is going to be, or one of the subtopics, communication in a team. You already said it, and I love it. And I want to repeat it after you because I want our listeners to take this as one of the takeaways from here, that when you want to have a thriving team, you have to spend a lot of time talking and communicating with each other. And that is such a huge piece of wisdom that, and it really resonates with me until people start talking in schools and in organizations, and they actually carve out time and they devote time to talking and conversing and working together. Things can't work. So, can you share something about communication, feedback? Are you feedback is part of working in a team? Uh, how does that work in your team? Do you have some practical maybe examples of some structures that you have in place that you could share with people related to that?
I think one of the things that every school is experiencing is the preparation of the events.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe you have New Year celebrations or something like this. And I believe that we have wonderful celebrations. And this is due to the fact that we have different kind of meetings for the preparations. When we prepare, we have the templates for checklists who is doing what. And during before that, we have like deadlines for we'll have a deadline for what need to be done in 1 month, what need to be done in 1 week, then in 3 days, just before the day. And everyone is active, everyone is participating. But beside of that, we also in the first as the first step is to talk about the values. Why do we do that? Our leader always gather us and say, think about why are you doing that? We shouldn't come to the end that we do the celebration just for the making of celebration, but we need to think what for? So what? What will help the children? What children will learn? What parents will learn from this event? And I think this is something that we need to think about and we always need to focus on and do not forget about this. Then during the event, of course, there is the certain protocols that we have. And I think the most important is after the meeting after. It is the time when we openly can discuss, but not in a toxic way, when we openly can discuss what was okay, what was not okay, what can be improved, and what we are going to do next. And here we always need to communicate not only with teachers, because we are the school that has its own kitchen and the infrastructure. And we need to make sure that everyone in here, firstly, they receive acknowledgement of what they did, that they need to be seen, because sometimes people are doing some work which is not visible. It is visible only if they don't do it. And if everything goes well, we need to say about this. And even if it is not going well, we need to call and ask, what do you need? What kind of need or what kind of help do you need from my side to make it in another way next time? And of course, we together can have these meetings and discuss it. We talk a lot, but not just talking. We also came to the conclusion that the communication should be effective. Not just spending time with each other, not just chatting on something, but it should be effective so that every person has also time for other works in the team. Yes.
So everybody gets a word, there's a plan for what's going to be done, and then when it's done, everybody has their own responsibility. There's a timeline, deadlines, and when it's done, there's a conscious reflection of
Yes.
what was done and what worked, and also what didn't. And then we learn from that. So like a cycle of evaluative inquiry or cycle of evaluation, feedback, and reflection. And that's really important for a thriving team.
Yeah, and it is important that the evaluation not comes from the other person, but it is more focused on the reflection of the person who did some work, and everyone can share their own feeling of what he did and how it went, and it is more effective than another person saying you didn't do this, you didn't do that. We need to give the possibility for each team member to say from their own, because I think everyone understand what was okay, what was not okay, and they realize it and they try to do their best to avoid any mistakes in the future.
Wow, amazing. So you're building a culture of trust and growth, and part of that growth is this joint reflection and looking at how things went and being open to share feedback with each other, but also to oneself. And
Yes.
I can't wait for your breakout session at the Lead Montessori conference. I have one last or two questions. One that comes to mind is when you're building a team and the team is, you want the team to be sustainable and thriving. Sustainable is hard to say when you have braces 2 days ago. And yet it's my favorite word, sustainability. So I have to practice. Well-being, right? You need to also remember that, because we tend to work hard as Montessorians, So what does the word well-being mean, and how do you work with that in relation to your team?
I want here to mention like two situations that I had in my life. First is when it was the Prague Congress. Firstly, it was I think the only time when I met Susan Maitland Stevenson, and she had the session there, and she was saying that every day in before the lesson she was doing the meditation.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I was thinking, why for what, but of course I still remember that how she told about this. And after some time I when for about for probably hundreds time when I was making the excursion for a new parent, showing the areas of 3 to 6 environment, like look, here's practical life, here's the zone area where we take care of ourselves, then comes the area of taking care of the others of the environment. I realized myself that what we teach children, we teach them first to learn how to take care of themselves. And then we teach them how to take care of the environment and of the others.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something we need to follow ourselves. Because we usually what we do as the teachers, I think this is the most problem of teachers. We just take care of the others, sacrificing ourselves. But what I understood that sacrificing ourselves, sacrificing our time in the evenings and not sleeping well, it is not the sustainable way of development of any person, especially Montessorian. But what makes it more sustainable is when we really do ourselves the same things that we teach our children. We firstly learn how to take care of ourselves, how to make our well-being on a good level, and only after that we can also teach our children, right? We can share with them our wonderful mood if we are feeling good. We also can teach them I don't know, I love running from that time. I also if I'm doing sport, it means that the children also see the example. I'm not just saying like, look, you need to love sport, but I myself is just like sitting like this. And I always was saying that to my small team. I love these small teams when I have assistants in my classroom and me as a lead teacher, and I always was saying to my to any of my assistants that look, first you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your health, of your sleep, because this is to sleep well, to eat well is the best investment that we can do in ourselves. But at the same time, it's not only a good investment for our own sake, but it is the responsibilities that we have in front of those children that we are working with. And at the time when I am the leader in the team, it is my responsibility to take care of myself, to be an effective leader, to be an effective team member in this community. Otherwise, there is no sense if everyone is just trying to do everything till late at night, but not effectively. And this is something that I'm always saying, that I'm always promoting in the teams that we have here.
That's real wisdom. We are so connected as human beings, and a Montessori school is, or any team, for that matter, is a living organism. And when anybody from the team shows up anxious or or upset about something, it immediately spreads. Everybody knows, everybody can feel it. So the ability to come to work and be present, be rested, and even if there is some stuff we are dealing with in our personal lives, to kind of like leave it outside the school building is a really big a really big skill, which people grow over time. And it's wonderful that you're leading your team in that direction. So I want to ask you to please share with me without giving too much away. Okay, don't tell too much. But I would like you to share what, when people come to your breakout session at the Lead Montessori conference, what are going to be the main takeaways? What are they going to take away home when you finish your breakout?
Um, Firstly, I want that people are going for such conferences very often because this is the place of taking energy. I want that every one of us, including me, takes the inspiration, takes the inspiration to go ahead and to keep continue doing the work they do, because it is always very important to understand that you are not alone. It's not the only me or not only Mirka who has the problems, and we all have, we are challenging the same issues, and if we share and if we speak about that loudly, then it will not be so scary as it is.
Yeah.
And of course, there can be some practical tools. I can share what we have, and probably in the breakout sessions, there will be participants who also have something very interesting, because I always think that it should not be, and I like the way you constructed it, that it's not lecture. We are sharing everything, but of course, I will be the person who will be guiding, who will be keeping the focus of the session to get to get in the result something meaningful with which they can go and continue working with their team and to make their team energized afterwards, because as when we come from these sessions, we come and we share, and this should help for the whole team which is waiting for that person to continue work in a positive way.
Going, to keep going and to feel the energy renewed and to know that other people are doing the same things. And yes, yes, I think sharing stories and case studies is one of the most powerful ways to help other people learn from our experiences, and especially now in the time of AI, when all the content is available at the click of a mouse on your screen. All the knowledge, the personal experience that you're going to be sharing is going to be just invaluable to people. So thank you so much for that. Before we finish, I would like for you to tell me or share with our participants your website. We will also put it in the notes under this podcast so that they can go there. But we would like for people to be able to find you. So if you can share with that.
Yes, it is montessorikazakhstan.kz. We
Mhm.
have the website, and we have an Instagram page, qmi.kz. So please go there to see the works that we have. And also we have Instagram page Damina Montessori. I think it is also something that where you can see the work done with children, and probably this will be also inspiring for you.
Wonderful. So if people want to get on their Montessori journey with you, they can see the school. There's both-sided value in you teach, but you also practice what you preach, as we say. So people can take a course with you, a diploma course or an orientation course or a webinar or a workshop, but then they also go to your school and see how it works in practice. Amazing. Thank you so much. So what is next? What's coming up next on the program at the Kazakh Montessori Institute? What can you invite people to?
I'm inviting to the diploma courses. And I'm very excited about this. We are going to have the first diploma course, 3 to 6, with Irina Gran, a wonderful AMI trainer. We will start it in autumn, and it is, I think it will be a really wonderful experience that any teacher will have. And also we are conducting orientation courses 0 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 12. And hopefully in the future we are going to have the first Montessori administrators course. And of course we are open for any type of collaboration.
That's amazing. So people can reach out to you. I know you also went to, was it to Kyrgyzstan to share about Montessori in the school? Maybe
Yes.
you're able, if somebody wants to invite you to their school or to their community to speak about Montessori, you're willing to travel. So can you share a little bit about that as well?
Yes, as an experts, me, myself, and my colleagues, we are ready to share our experience because we have very good practices that we implemented in the Mina school. And if you are willing to have to have our experience in your city, in your school, or in your institution, or even to start up first your classroom, please don't hesitate to contact us because I think we are the people who can help you as well.
That's amazing. Thank you. So all of the contact information will be in the description of this podcast. And one last question. If you could whisper something, one thing, into the ear of a Montessori leader, what would it be?
Never give up.
Thank you so much, Dina. This was amazing. I don't even know how much. Well, yes, we did a little bit, close to an hour almost, and the time flew away. I don't even know how. And it was a lovely conversation. I hope you also enjoyed it.
I
And
enjoyed it very much. Thank you, Mirka. You evoke so many wonderful memories today.
thank you. I'm so happy. And I really hope that people see how you shine and how Montessori in Kazakhstan shines thanks to you and to Aygul, your colleague, and to the Damina Montessori School. And I really believe you're growing into leaders of the whole Central Asia area. I've said it a couple of times, and I'm doing it on purpose because I want you to claim the area. And you're authentic, you're hardworking, you come from a place of love, you're building an amazing community. So I hope that anybody who listens to this podcast and they feel that you could help them reaches out to you, because all they need to do is email and ask, and I know you will be there for them. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you at the Lead Montessori. See you at the Lead Montessori conference. I hope I'm going to get used to my braces before the conference comes up, because otherwise people are going to think it's so funny with me.
Already, it is much better in 1 hour.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, it's okay. I'm, we, as we said, we have to be ourselves and authentic. So uh, there's nothing better to do than get braces when you're in my age. I feel like an elementary child. Thank you so much, Dina. Thank you. And I'll see you at the Lead Montessori conference. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Montessori Love Stories That Need to Be Told. If you felt inspired by this conversation, imagine what it will be like to meet these amazing leaders in person at the Lead Montessori conference in Prague this fall. We'd love for you to join us. You'll find all the details, including the full speaker lineup and program, on our website at amiprague.cz. Until next time, you keep leading with love, and I'll keep telling Montessori stories that need to be told.